Okay, happy Monday. Welcome, Danny and Beth. Wow, I mean, it's just so great that you're actually here and we get to play some music together.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's great to see you.
Danny, you have been my favorite drummer ever since I heard you with the Pat Metheny Group.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, live at Ravinia Park in Chicago. Yes. And I remember that day and just sitting there, and I was a big Pat Metheny fan, I just think he's brilliant. And then I found my attention going to the drummer. I said, wow, what a musical drummer. It was like you were playing a melody instrument. Everything you were doing was so colorful. And so, yeah. And now I'm just so honored that you've played on my recordings and we've become friends. And and that you found Beth, who I call Wonder Woman.
I found Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. So
both of you are
two amazing drummers and percussionist as well. And Beth is a star athlete as well. Yeah. So just top of her class and Wonder Woman in every way. So that's just have. I've always thought of her as that. Well, before we launch into everything we'll do today, let's just play some music to start off. Let's see, how about if I get this up in tune, maybe Superstition? That'd be a good one to start with. Okay. And we'll take some comments from the audience, the online audience, after a little while. So let us know where you're coming from if you have anything you want to ask my star guests today.
It's great that we can just play some music.
Yeah, it's
in person.
Yeah, live and in person. Something like this. Will you just please move in here so we can do this all the time? We'll just, I'll build a guest house there for you. Oh, man, that's great. Two amazing drummers. And
you.
Well, let's, say some hellos. So hello for joining us here. And things that are new and coming up, I'm going to be giving some one-on-one guitar workshops. I don't have them scheduled yet, but stop at that website, muriel.anderson.com/now, and we'll have those up within a couple of days. So they're going to be shared private lessons that we'll do there. And Beth, you've done a lot of teaching, haven't you? And Danny, you're still teaching in Florida, is that right?
Yeah.
So
we've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, Beth is the real teacher. I'm doing okay. It's been fun. Yeah. We like we like giving back and helping
people.
Using our experience just to do as much as we can.
Yeah, and you've given back in a lot of ways. Working now with the Gary Sinise band for so long.
Gary Sinise, for those of you who I'm sure you remember, but the character Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, that's Gary Sinise. And he he's a bass player and started a band, and Beth and I have been together in that band for the last 16 years. It's been a pretty amazing, it's an amazing group of people, 13-piece band, 5 singers, and an amazing group. But Gary took an idea, I want to play music, and turned it into a foundation that does so many good things for so many people. It's unbelievable. The band is now like a small part of this much bigger picture.
GarySineseFoundation.org.
Yes,
check it out.
GarySineseFoundation.org. One thing, just a funny story. We actually played Ravinia with Gary's band, and it was special for him because he worked there as a groundskeeper.
When he was 16, yeah.
Wow,
and
the circle's around.
This guy he just does things and makes them work. He was a founder of Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago.
Yes, I know Steppenwolf.
He and John Malkovich. Gary just said,
they found it.
We need a place to act, so let's do it in the basement of a church. So we started Steppenwolf, and they didn't have any supplies, so he stole toilet paper from Ravinia. So they made a big deal when we came back to play there, and this is when Regis was still on TV, and they put him. They'd done some kind of a thing that they made a big deal of him returning to Ravinia, and he wheeled out a barrel of a cart full of toilet paper, and then they arrested him. But it was fun. So we played the concert for him. It was a big deal to go back to Ravinia, and I'd forgotten that we had played there with Metheny so many years ago, but we got to play there with Gary too, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, fantastic!
But, that's we played almost 550 concerts with that group, and Beth and I get to do it as a team, so it feels like one.
Yeah. Do you remember when we recorded that Superstition on my Nightlight Daylight CD? And Mark Kibble was there. He did the vocals on it, and he had to leave the session to go play for Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
To go sing and
Mark
Kibble.
And that was a thrill to meet him and have him at your session.
Right.
And he was so supportive and kind of honed us all in to get it going. And
and then he had to go off to work with the real Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
But it was great experience.
So, we had a lot of fun there, and we'll do a lot of catching up to do. But I like to catch up with a tune that you played on. And there's not a lot of drummers who can play in 13/8, let alone wail in 13/8.
I don't know if this one can. Well, we'll see.
And we actually have two here that can. So a tune that I wrote called Baker's Dozen, and I didn't realize it was in 13 when I wrote it, but it kind of turned out that way. So just give me a good backbeat on 4, 6, and 9. You got it. So okay, no problem. All right. So, okay. All right. So it's going to be 2, 3, 3, 2, 2. All right. There we go. How about that?
There's not many guitar players who could
do
ever
that.
play
That's
that.
crazy.
Come on, that's what is that thing?
Oh, I was so excited I lost my headphones at the last note. How about
I
that?
haven't played this instrument.
I
mean,
know.
You've told us about the harp
That's
guitar.
crazy.
What's the?
Yes.
You played it forever, right?
Yeah, this one has 20 strings. Used to have it had 21 last time I recorded this with you, but one broke, so I just left it off. But I kind of like it better that way because it leaves a little space here, and then so this is tuned up a step a little bit higher than a regular guitar so that it'll fit in the overhead bin of an airplane. So that's why, otherwise it would be a little too long for that.
Imagine,
So
too.
yeah,
Really
so
heavy.
I've been able to take it with me from time to time. And then just the extra bass strings. Add a little bit, and then every now and then I'll dip into those super trebles. There.
Great instrument.
So-
The resonance is amazing. And then to play a tune like that on that thing.
Yeah.
Well, I just so enjoy what both of you did just now on this. I mean, it just makes it so much more fun to play. It's
Also, you get to do all that tricky stuff in the middle of it. It was great. I don't know what you were doing.
yeah. Well, you know, on the other end of the spectrum. When you first moved to Nashville, you moved here from Florida, I called you for your first recording session here. Yes. And I told you you're not going to play any drums on it. You're only going to play body parts.
That's right. We played
Right.
bodies.
Yes. And
that was
so
a blast.
that was
That's right.
you played your cheeks and your knee and that sort
I
of
remember
thing.
I was all
That
red
was
because
very
I
good.
hurt. I had shorts on and I was doing this and I was like, ow.
Well, Beth, you did that with kids. Well, we both did children's concerts.
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
play that with our kids, do that.
Oh yeah.
But you were recording. We were getting into it and we had red marks all over us.
Yeah, I just remember people kind of wondering what this was going to be when we did it. It was fun. It came out great.
Yeah. Oh, let's play just a little bit of that. Do you remember? It's just That's it. I just started laughing at that because I was remembering that you started playing each other's.
Yes.
Our first recording session in Nashville.
Oh man.
Where do we go from here?
Oh,
It was fun. Yeah.
so great, wonderful stuff. Well, I have a new tune I would love for you to play on, and we'll get in tune for that. This is, I call it Let Loose and Fly, and this one I had written on the sailboat. And we have some news, actually. As of today, we just heard from Sam Ash Music, and they are going to donate instruments for us to take with us on our next acoustic sailing trip. We're going to sail up the coast of Maine this summer and distribute instruments to music programs along the coast. So we'll go from Long Island all the way up to central Maine. So if you know any music programs along the coast that need instruments, let me know what they need and we'll deliver them by sailboat. So
Which is unbelievable. It's great.
that is the plan. So we want to thank Sam Ash Music. They've been really supportive, and they're a great family-owned music store still.
Especially, in this time, kids, needing instruments, pandemic, it'll be great. So.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot of sailing trips, right? I mean,
Well, this will be the second big sailing trip for me. So we and. I have something really, really special for you. Hang out here until the end of this session, and the end of this half hour together. And yesterday morning, we filmed a section that when we were going through this episode that Brian is editing together from our trip last summer, we realized that there was a big storm, and we were so busy, dealing with the storm, we didn't get video of me at the tiller at the helm there, and with the waves crashing over. So I figured we could recreate it here. And our friend Jeff Coffin valiantly volunteered to throw buckets of water on me. And so we have a little video of that after. You can check out. This is what's going to be in the hysterical. Next acoustic sailing episode. Okay, let me just...
Just glad you guys are okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in Dad-Gad tuning here for this. And so this is a brand new thing for us to hear.
Started.
two are so inventive. It's just lovely to, it transforms it. Really, really great. Well, let's take some comments here and some hellos. I've been at the computer screen too much. I'm going to use my glasses to see you a little better, and we'll say some highs. Okay. Aaron is here. Great. Let's see. Okay. Hello, Aaron and Stan. Bunny is here. Very cool. And Bob People as well. So, William Talman. Okay. How does he do that without tapping his foot? As he asks.
That's funny.
Okay, Danny asked, answer that question. Okay.
Well, we're trying, because we have limited mics, we're trying not to make too much noise, but if I had a bass drum, I would be using my foot, but it's more ethereal. And yes, and we got Beth playing the bass part, that's right, so not needed. But no, it's internal, just ethereal.
And there's greeting from France. It is the pink moon, which is what they call the first moon of spring.
Whoa.
There, so in France. So greetings to all of the pink moon watchers.
Merci.
Yes. It's okay. And Tom says he could hear Stevie Wonder there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. And Jacqueline. Lucas says hello, and Ken as well. So great to see you all here. And this is a wonderful thing about these Mondays is we get to. It's a chance to catch up with old friends, with you, and also to say hello and catch up with some of the folks here as well.
Around the world, amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. There is a tune that. We had talked about doing ferry boat crossing, I think. Yeah, which would kind of lead into the boat videos.
Yeah. That'll be perfect.
Yeah, let me get in tune for that.
Any drum questions? Anybody got anything for us on
there? Let's see. Let's go ahead and pipe in if you have any drummer questions for Danny. In the meantime, we could tell some drummer jokes.
Tell him to play quieter.
How can you tell that it's a drummer knocking at the door?
It's knock speeds up.
You've heard of.
Yeah. What did the drummer say on his first gig? You want fries with that?
Oh.
I love the way the percussionist takes $5,000 worth of gear for a $50 gig.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Drag all the stuff around. Fantastic.
Okay, I'm down in a drop C tuning for this. Ferry boat crossing. And I had forgotten about this until, Danny, you had reminded me of this tune.
I love it because it's very meditative and it's got the boat thing. And now we have with the djembe.
Yes.
An instrument. We got this
at the Detroit Jazz Festival, but it's handmade. It's beautiful, hand carved. They're all different, every single one of them.
Right. We were going. We were just walking around and we were passing the Detroit Tigers.
And we were playing with Pat Metheny.
We were playing with Metheny
at the Detroit a couple of years ago.
After 30-something years of never playing, did a project, a tribute to Eberhard Weber, the great German bass player.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of different events, and I got to do one of them in Europe, and then he was doing one at the Detroit Jazz Festival with a string orchestra and this piece for Eberhard, and they needed some extra percussion, so he said, would Beth like to play? So we both played on this thing, as well as your student Jeremy Catalanic, who lives in Florida but is originally from Detroit and was going to go to this festival anyway. So we ended up playing with Pat, and we were walking around, and there's a guy selling djembes near the festival. And they were beautiful, and they were reasonable, so we bought that, and we're carrying, and then we went into a CVS, and this woman comes up and says, "Did you name it? Did you name it?" And we looked at it, and then we realized that djembes have a tradition of being named.
Okay, what is the name of this djembe?
Tiger, for the Detroit Tigers.
Tiger.
This is Tiger, everybody. And it's all hand carved, and
it's beautiful.
Yes.
It's just
goat
we
skin.
just got lucky, But we in a CVS, the woman was like, "You gotta name it."
Okay, well, you've got a tiger by the tail there, I see.
Ah!
Boom.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and after this, we will show you. I know you've been waiting to see this. I'll tip this back down again. You've been waiting to see the great footage of the reenactment of the storm with Jeff Coffin. Okay, all right. So here we go. This is Ferry Boat Crossing. I feel like I was on that boat. Well, okay, we are going to clue you in here. We have Jeff Coffin here is going to be introduced here. And he is very happy to do this job. Okay, we are in front of a green screen at Jeff's house here.
That's hysterical.
All right. So this is me in the storm at, and the waves were coming over the side, but I was valiant.
Slow motion.
Yes. That's right. I was so brave, very brave in this storm. Right there, the helm, and Brian, of course, was helping out. You know, he wouldn't turn down the opportunity to throw a good bucket full of water. I mean, there was one big wave. Yes, that big wave.
There's easier ways to make a big splash.
Yes, that's it. So. Anyway, that will be in the next sailing episode, which will contain the storm. So you know
that.
On your
bucket list. Okay.
Oh, look, they can do a real but here. So, well, we have a vegetarian dinner ahead of us that Brian has prepared, and so let's see if we have any other last hellos before we sign off. You see some haze there, and yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you. And Yeah, same time next week. Oh, great. Got some hellos popping in very quickly here. Bill and Ken, and Bunny says that was too funny. And Anita is here.
It's great.
Okay, great. Well, we'll sign. How about a little Fantasia de Fuego, just to, as a little sign-off tune, and although I have to tune back up for this one. And right after this, we'll just sign off real quick, just because you're here and we can play.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong tuning. This tuning always helps to tune to the right notes on occasion. All right.
We have that problem.
So, Danny, while I'm tuning up, actually, I was just curious about, I know it was a while ago, but working with the Pat Metheny Group, the time that you did the group album, it seemed that everyone was the freest then, and there was just this sense of creative collaboration there.
We were young and kids and without a lot of responsibility, and it was in its formative stages. And you know, Pat, who's still at it, you know, is a great artist, and you know, a lot of artists don't like to repeat themselves, you know, and that group had kind of run its course. And then the music that he wrote for the next one after that, the First Circle and all those things with Paul Wertigo playing, it was a lot more orchestrated and challenging. In you know, we sometimes we get to play. We played that a couple of times, and it's difficult. That's much more challenging music. And I remember Pat saying something at one point when we got to play with him again, Beth and I, that he kind of went through a transition. And again, you could probably read where he talks about this, where he wanted to write things that were that he couldn't really play that well, you know, that he had to work at. So the music in the beginning was more jazz improvisation. It was loose. It was different night to night, and the next version was much more orchestrated. Yeah, I guess I like that that sense of spontaneity that I felt in that, and the just raw creativity that just came out of that period. And there was a certain Mark Egan and I playing bass, drums, and drums. You know, had a certain thing. We still play together. We just, in fact, Mark and I just put out a duo album this year. That wonderful. I'll have to get it. Playing it, which was fun, and but that original group had a little more. It was a different type of thing, and then there was that. And then there's the new version with Antonio Sanchez, who's been in his band for so long. That's also a different way of Pat having, you know, that group. So it was a lot of fun, and a chance. I'm just thinking of it, just you know, just different ways of playing. And then when Beth and I got to play that music that I had played years ago, it had a different slant to it, which was fun to. You know, to share that together, so it was really neat. Great. That was neat to bring Beth in as well. Okay, a little Fantasia de Fuego to sign off with. Okay, thank you.
Oh, that was fun. My thumbnail started coming off during that. I have a prosthesis thumbnail, so just hung on, just barely for that.
That's great.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Danny
you.
and Beth.
Very
Wow.
welcome. Great.
And thank
Thanks,
you all.
everybody.
See you again soon.
Yeah.
See you next Monday.